Good morning. It is Monday. It is February the 3rd. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. Hopefully you had a good weekend. You didn't mind all of the snow. Groundhog saw his shadow, beat it back into his hole, and now we've got 6 more weeks of winter.
I've got a shovel, and I'm going looking for him.
And you've got a recipe, too,
Yes, I do have a recipe for spicy groundhog. Yeah, that'll warm him up. Don't worry, we'll get him. And the anti-Super Bowl. Anti-Super Bowl.
Anti-Super, I don't
know. It wasn't really a Super Bowl, was it?
Oh, right, because they got crushed.
What a blowout.
All right.
Yes. Anyway.
Temperatures this morning aren't too bad. After all the snow we saw this weekend, we're sitting closer to seasonal than we have been.
There's more bad news coming up in the long range.
Tom, now why do you always do that to me?
No, because it puts
you can't
pressure
just
on
say Emily's got details coming up.
Nope.
Emily's got bad news.
Bad
don't listen to Emily because,
No, listen to her.
She's nothing good to say.
She's got bad news. She might have some good news, but I think it's mostly bad.
Well, for people that love snow, it's good news.
Oh, see, you let the cat right out of the bag, didn't you?
Because I had to prove it to you.
Oh, well, all right. Anyway, there you go.
Shoveling over the weekend, my sides are sore. Yeah. Because it was that heavy, wet snow that I know the snow blowers, they get kind of clogged, right?
Yeah, I was using my snowblower trying to go out my neighbors' driveways and things like that. It was crazy.
That's nice. You could have come over to my house.
Sure.
Well, a lot of places saw anywhere from 10 to 15 centimeters over the weekend, and we've got more on the way. Like Tom was saying, all of my good news. Well, I'm going to have those details, and I'll talk about the cool down that's coming after that in just a moment. But first, here's Tom with all sorts of great news.
I have great news.
If you like snow, this is great news. We've got the potential for an additional 5 to 15 centimeters Tuesday overnight and into Wednesday for much of the GTA. That's our big story right now. The next big story is going to be the dramatic cool down in temperatures for a couple of days. We're looking at -9 and -11 for Thursday and Friday, but feeling like the high minus teens into the -20s.
This weather segment.
Good morning. It's Monday. It is the 3rd of February. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. According to Wyerton Willie, we have 6 more weeks of winter.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that good news?
Yeah, that is good news. Yeah, everybody's really happy with that. Where do you put the snow now? The snowbanks. Yeah, they're getting a little bit ridiculous. Both sides of the road, they're starting to get higher and higher. Where do you put the snow now?
In your backyard.
Well, that's right.
We truck it all over to Tom's house, and we put it in his backyard.
You know what? I've been putting it in my backyard already, and the dog can't even get around.
Oh, poor
I'm having to blow a path for him now in the backyard.
It's not that bad.
It is.
It's not.
Well, it is. I got about 4 feet of snow in the backyard. I do. Anyway, I think everybody's got.
This is my violin that I'm playing for you.
Yeah, she's playing the violin. She's going to play the violin for you in a second, too, because she's going to tell you the long range.
Yeah, I've got a story coming up for you. Temperatures right now, they're cool. -8. Do you know what this is?
Go ahead.
It's my mini accordion that's going with my world's smallest violin.
Yeah, right, okay. Well, you know what? Emily's got details in the long range, which everybody's just going to be so happy about.
It's just winter. It's just snow. It's not epic amounts. I mean, yes, it is track dependent. So this is what we're talking about Tuesday overnight and into Wednesday. We could get substantial snow with this, but anybody that likes to ski, anybody that likes to board, I mean, the folks that are at Chicopee Resort in Kitchener, up at Louis St. Moonstone, these people are happy about the snow.
What about the majority that sit there and go, I don't want any more winter, and start crying?
Well, they need to book their dance out.
No, I guess so.
Well, yeah, over the weekend, they picked up 11 centimeters of snow really quickly, and then it was just straight rain. So by the time it froze, yes, it was very, very tricky to shovel. We'll talk about the system, we'll break it down, and we'll talk about our temperatures, too, in just a moment. But first, here's Tom.
Well, Gardner is going to be slow. Emily has details now on the forecast.
Tom, what is this? That's not how you play the violin. Because I used to play the violin. That's how I know when I was little. -4 tomorrow, and then tomorrow overnight, early morning Wednesday, that's when the system starts to move in through the GTA. We are going to be seeing the potential for 5 to 15 centimeters of snow. As of right now, the GTA is more so into the 10 to 15 bracket, and temperatures will be cold. At one point, smog in China was so bad, it threatened to cancel New Year's celebrations. Forecasters were calling for a ban on fireworks when smog started building. Many of us can relate to this. Brutal wind and snow ripped through, as it was quickly filling in as fast as it could be removed. So plows were pulled until the wind died down. Rail passengers also had to be rescued when one train on an international trip got stuck. This likely had more than a few of us saying, enough already. Snow from the U.S. moved through southern Ontario Saturday. It wasn't a record breaker, between 10 and 15 centimeters for most places. Moving in, all those details are coming up in your long-range forecast. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom. He's got an update on traffic. Well, temperatures are going to be a little chilly, so you might want to grab a hot breakfast this morning. We are, however, going to be seeing lots of sunshine, so that's kind of the silver lining. We're looking at -10 for the city of Toronto, -11 in Hamilton. We're looking at -13 in Barrie, -12 for Orangeville, -14 through Kitchener. It's pretty much cool, cold all the way throughout southern Ontario. To the east, it's actually a little milder through Kingston. We're looking at -8, and to the south, down towards Windsor,
Closed
-5.
captioning is brought to you in part.
Well, it is only February the 3rd, so we're actually kind of smack dab in the middle of winter. That's what Groundhog Day kind of symbolizes, right? The midpoint of winter. We still have a ways to go, and according to Wyerton Willie, 6 more weeks, Tom.
I know. Puxatawny Phil, I think, was saying it's early spring, didn't he?
Yeah,
I think so.
We were not down in the States.
Well, I'm moving. Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Here I come. I like that groundhog better.
And leave all this?
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, I can't see anything anymore because I can't see over the snowdrift.
No, it's not that bad.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's not.
You
It
can't-
could be much worse. Remember 1999?
Yeah.
Do you remember the snowbanks?
Yeah.
The army came in to remove the snow?
Yeah.
That was worse.
Well, I don't know if it was, actually. I think we've had more snow and it hasn't gone away.
You always have to be right.
My wife says so.
I say so, too.
You see? That's unanimous.
No, I don't say that you are always right. I say you always think you have to be
okay.
right.
Well, there you go.
Okay, well, it's not that bad. And temperatures this morning aren't that bad either. We're seeing temperatures around -8 through Toronto.
Should take some of the chill out of the air, which is nice.
Make sure you get out and enjoy the sun today and tomorrow because we do have another winter system on the way. Tom is thrilled. He can't wait.
I can hardly wait. Yeah, more snow. And you know, the track of it is very important, too. It could be nasty or not so nasty.
Well, I'm going to say that 10 to 15 centimeters is pretty nasty for most.
Well, all right.
Unless you're a skier or a boarder, and then you are going to love it. Well, a lot of people through Waterloo were not loving this past weekend. We're up 9 centimeters. So regardless, no matter what you saw, you were certainly shoveling it. And it was that heavy, wet snow. Now, I've got more details on the system that's coming up in just a moment. But first, here's Tom with traffic. Well, it's a large Texas low, and it's going to be picking up moisture from the Gulf. This is going to start to impact southern Ontario Tuesday overnight and into Wednesday. So your Wednesday morning commute, it's going to be gross. Continues to snow throughout the day on Wednesday, and Tom was talking about the track of this system, and that's really important. As of right now, we're kind of in the 10 to 15 centimeter bullet for the city of Toronto, but if this system moves anywhere further north, we could be seeing heavier amounts, especially down towards the Niagara-Hamilton region. At one point, smog in China was so bad it threatened to cancel New Year's celebrations. Many of us can relate to this. Brutal wind and snow. Rip got stuck. This likely had more than a few of us saying, enough already. So we'll take a look at that in just a few moments. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on traffic. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Monday. It is the 3rd of February. What a weekend we had in southern Ontario. Saturday and into Sunday, we saw snow. I mean, it is the halfway point of winter, so really kind of what can we expect? I think we're just spoiled. I think we're used to winters where we don't see this incredible amount of snow and cold temperatures, but further north because it was all snow. Whereas down towards the south along the lakeshore, we did see more rain, so that kind of kept our snowfall totals down. Wyerton Willie, he was the groundhog everybody was staring at on Sunday. And unfortunately, he saw his shadow, ran back into his burrow, and we are left with 6 more weeks of winter. The accuracy of groundhogs? They're not scientists. Let's just put it that way. Puxatawny Phil, I think down in the States, did not see his shadow, so I think they're getting an early spring. But I know down east they saw a shadow, and to the west, Looks as though everybody's kind of stuck in the middle of winter. And I mean, it is the middle of winter. Groundhog Day actually signifies the midway point of winter. And with that, I'm going to show you the next system that we have on the way. Texas low, pulling a lot of moisture from the Gulf. This is going to be impacting southern Ontario Tuesday, overnight, and into Wednesday. Your Wednesday morning commute is going to be gross. You're going to have to give yourself lots of extra time because we know that even a dusting of snow during your commute can be a bit of a nuisance. But this has the potential to be heavy accumulation. It's going to track off towards the east by Thursday, but temperatures behind this are going to be really, really cold. We're talking about wind chills back into the minus high teens, minus 20s. Snowfall forecast, I know you're thinking 5 to 15. That's kind of broad, isn't it? Yes, but we're depending on the track of this low. If this low tracks a little bit further north, we're going to be closer to the 15 centimeter. If it tracks a little bit further south, we're going to be closer to the 5 centimeter range. So skiers and boarders, I know you're thrilled. And hey, I know Tom Reynolds is thrilled about all this snow, aren't you, Tom?
I just love it. I really do. By the way,
at one point, smog in China was so bad it threatened to cancel New Year's celebrations. Many of us can relate to this. Brutal wind and snow ripped through Serbia over the weekend on an international trip, got stuck. All right, we're going to check in with Kevin Yard. He joins us at beautiful Dundas Square this morning. And Kevin, what's the scene right now? Does everybody know that snow is on the way? Are people still loving the fact that we're only at the halfway point of winter? Thanks for joining us. It's Monday. It's the 3rd of February. We are smack dab in the middle of winter. Groundhog Day actually signifies the midpoint of the season. We still have many weeks to go. Wiarton Willie, of course, said 6 more weeks.
I've rented a backhoe. I'm going to find him.
What are you going to do with
I'm going to dig him right out of the ground. He's way down there. You know, he's got the little umbrellas up.
What are
and
you going to do
he's
with them?
sun-tanning. Pardon?
What are you going to do with them?
I can't say.
Oh,
On television.
gosh.
It's a family show.
Well, on that note, let's go to Kevin.
Well, a little rodent, really.
Kevin's in downtown
Well, not Kevin.
Toronto.
I'm talking about Wiarton.
I hope so. Oh, Kevin's at Dundas Square. And Kevin, what do you think about Wiarton Willie's prediction, 6 more weeks of winter? Are you happy about this or, you know, not so much, considering you work primarily outside? It will start Tuesday overnight and into Wednesday. This Texas low, it's going to track its way north and east. It's going to pick up moisture from the Gulf. Snowfall is going to start Tuesday overnight. This is going to affect our Wednesday morning commute. Moves out by Thursday, and then we've got cold air coming in behind it. Snowfall totals, I know it's a wide range right now. We're looking at 5 to 15 centimeters of snow, but this system is really going to be track dependent. If it goes a little bit further north, we'll be closer to 15 centimeters. If it stays a little bit further south, we'll be closer to 5. Well, if you've had it and you're thinking, that's it, I'm done with winter, pick up your phone, call iTravel 2000, and go to any of these destinations. Oh, yeah, wouldn't it be great to be in Cancun right now? 29 degrees. Montego Bay, 28 degrees for tomorrow. Tons of sunshine. Into Aruba, 31. Havana, anywhere through Cuba looks great. Tons of sunshine. Oh, beautiful Antigua. Tons of sunshine and a daytime high tomorrow of 29 degrees.
Crazy.
Hi there, good morning. It's Monday. It's the 3rd of February. We are literally smack dab in the middle of winter, according to Wiarton Willie. 6 more weeks of winter, according to the calendar. 6 more weeks of winter.
According to, yes, all the prognostications, 6 more weeks of winter, except for Puxatawny Phil, I think.
And me.
And you. And what did you say?
Well, I actually only have 4 more weeks of winter because I'm going to be in Antigua for 2.
Yeah. You told us that. Yeah. John, producer and I are just not too happy about it, actually. Antigua.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kevin is joining us from Dundas Square this morning. And Kevin, what's the consensus on the street? Are people liking the fact that we still have 6 more weeks of winter? How about this impending storm? Are people thrilled about more snow?
What?
Thanks so much, Kevin. We'll talk about the storm that's moving in tomorrow night into Wednesday, and we'll talk about our dropping temperatures in just a moment. But first, Tom, what's going on the roads? Tom is really, really excited about the snow that we've got on the way. It is going to develop Tuesday overnight into Wednesday for the GTA. It's a Texas low. It is picking up a ton of moisture from the Gulf. It is going to be widespread snow. Temperatures are going to be cold enough that we're not going to see that mixing line like we saw over the weekend. The system is going to be a little bit different. The amount of snow, that's where it could certainly vary. The track of this system, if it goes a little bit further north, heavier snow, a little bit further south, less snow. Good morning. Thanks. Still about 6 weeks left. And I'll talk about our little groundhog friend in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at a great picture that was sent in from Mila talking about massive snowbanks in Kitchener. Oh, come on, Mother Nature. I think Mila's a little bit over winter, don't you think? Yeah, huge snowbanks. Tom was complaining about his snowbanks as well. But all the snow that we saw over the weekend is great news for ski resorts, skiers, boarders, people that really love winter. This has been such a good one. Tons of snow on the ground. We're looking at 30 plus centimeters throughout northern Ontario. Same deal for much of southern Ontario. Chicopee Resort through Kitchener, I'm sure, is loving all the snow. We also have another system on the way that is going to be bringing us the potential for 5 to 15 centimeters for Tuesday into Wednesday. I'll talk about that in your long range forecast. This I thought was pretty cool. Google. If you search Google, if you go on Google a lot, you'll notice this lovely picture today. And it's actually celebrating Canada's coldest day ever recorded. This is in Snag, Yukon. 1947, it was minus 63. Minus 63. I think Tom Reynolds would cry in those types of temperatures, and his poor little tears would freeze to his face. Right, well, over the weekend, a lot of people were anticipating an early spring, and Wiarton Willie, well, he had different plans. Unfortunately, Wiarton Willie saw his shadow, and that means 6 more weeks of winter. So, according to Willie and according to the calendar, that's just kind of where we're at. But you know what? Embrace it, because there's really not much you can do about it. It's just what it is. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He's got an update on your morning commute. You know it's bad when you can't even plow the roads because the winds are so intense, and smog socks certainly needed in China. We'll get to both of those stories in just a few moments. We'll also get to the story of our system that's moving in through southern Ontario in just a moment as well. Now, at one point, smog in China Sunday. Many of us can relate to this. Brutal wind and snow skewed when one train on an international trip got stuck. All right, we're going to join Kevin Yard. He joins us downtown in Dundas Square. And Kevin, what are people talking about? Are they loving the winter? Are they not so much loving the winter? There's an impending storm on the way. Are people excited for more snow? Good morning. It's Monday. It's the 3rd of February. Out goes January, in comes February, and in comes 6 more weeks of winter.
Well, that's what Wiarton Willie said, but I think we should offer a reward for his capture.
What are you going to do with him once you get him, Tom?
I haven't decided yet. We'll take message. Our producer says he's always wrong. I don't know.
Okay,
the people in Wiarton might differ with you.
No, there is a certain percentage, and I was reading about it actually earlier on Wikipedia or something, that the Groundhog has like a 36% accuracy or something.
Okay.
I mean, it's not incredibly accurate, but it's a lot of fun, and it's a good way for people in the community to get out and enjoy winter and hang out and eat and make cupcakes.
I like Puxatawny Phil and those guys better.
Why? Because they predicted an early spring?
That's right.
Tom's moving to the States.
Heading to Pennsylvania. Here I come.
Let's check in with Kevin. He joins us at Dundas Square. Kevin, I want you to ask these people, do they believe in the Groundhog's predictions?
Back inside you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, it was days like this that I hated waiting for the bus or walking to school and university. Ugh, too cold. All right, we've got snow on the way. I'll break it down for you in just a moment, but first, here's Tom with traffic.
Love.
Tom is not thrilled about the snow that we're going to get. It's coming in Tuesday overnight and into Wednesday. This Texas low, it's going to pick up a lot of moisture from the Gulf and then move in through our area. Snowfall totals, they vary greatly. I mean, we could see 5 centimeters if the system stays to the south. We could see up to 15 centimeters or more if it decides to track to the north. So more details on this coming up. Good morning. It is Monday. It's the 3rd of January. We're in the middle of winter. We've got an impending winter storm on the way. Temperatures aren't bad today, but we're actually going to cool down. It's going to feel more like the minus 20s by the end of the week.
All in favor of attacking the Turks and Caicos and become a territory, raise your hand. Okay. Let's get the armed forces ready.
That's old news, Tom.
Wow. It would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be awesome.
35 million people.
We could get a Weather Network bureau there. We would move.
That would be good.
We would be the
Beautiful
team to
sand,
go.
Warm. Oh.
All right, well, now everybody at home is thinking about hot and beautiful climates. Kevin joins us in Dundas Square, and Kevin's been talking to people about the weather this winter. Are they tired of it? Are they ready for spring? Or if they're loving the snow, because we've got more on the way tomorrow. Kevin?
Good job.
Thanks, Kevin. All right, we are going to talk about the impending storm and the snowfall totals and our temperatures in just a moment. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom. He's got an update on your commute.
Doesn't.
Well, we've got a storm on the way. We've got a Texas low developing. It's going to track its way north and east. It'll impact southern Ontario Tuesday overnight and into Wednesday. And this system looks like it's going to be all snow compared to the one over the weekend where we actually saw that mixing line. A lot of places saw rain. This is all snow continuing throughout the day on Wednesday, tracking off to the east by Thursday. Cold air filtering in behind it. Snowfall totals, I know it's a wide range. You're thinking 5 to 15 centimeters. Well, that can make a huge difference. Well, right now the models are showing that this system could bring the potential for 10 to 15 centimeters for the city of Toronto, but it all depends on the track. We could see more snow if it decides to move a little further north. When one train on an international trip got stuck. All right, we're going to check in with Kevin Yard. He is in beautiful downtown Toronto, standing on Dundas Square. And Kevin, you've been talking to people about the snowstorm that's on the way, and you've also been talking to people about the fact if they love or not so much love the fact that there's still 6 more weeks of winter. Thanks for joining us. We are now smack dab in the middle of winter. According to the calendar, we have about 6 more weeks. And according to Wired and Willie, we have about 6 more weeks. Now, I will talk about our little groundhog friend in just a few moments. But first, let's talk about the snow over the weekend. Mila sent in this picture talking about the massive snowbanks in Kitchener. She says, oh, come on, Mother Nature. I think Mila is getting a little bit tired of winter, but yeah, you can see large snowbanks. If you've got pictures, I'd love to see them. Send them to me on Twitter at EmilyTWN. Now, this snow has just added to already impressive snow totals. Skiers, boarders, resorts loving this snow. So we've got 30 plus centimeters on the ground through Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, North Bay, Huntsville, Parry Sound, even in through the Barrie area, through Collingwood, through the Kawartha Lakes, Peterborough. Everybody's got tons of snow. So if you're into winter activities, this winter has actually been fantastic for you. I'm not really into winter activities, so I just like to look at the snow. It's really quite pretty. I know Tom is thrilled about all the snow and cold temperatures that we've been seeing. Speaking of cold temperatures, check out Google today because they are actually celebrating Canada's coldest day ever in Snag, Yukon. In 1947, it was minus 63. Minus 63. Tom would cry, and his little tears would freeze to his face. I don't think he could handle it. Over the weekend, Wired and Willie had great news for a lot of people. 6 more weeks of winter. He crawled out of his little burrow, saw his shadow, obviously freaked him out, and he ran back in. 6 more weeks. Who's happy about it? Are you? I don't know. I'll take it or leave it. I'm going away to Antigua for a couple of weeks, so technically I only have 4 weeks left. I know, right? Tom is thrilled for me. All right, if you've got pictures of how much you're loving or not so much loving this winter, I'd love to see them. Send me a tweet at EmilyTWN. I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds right now. He's got an update on your commute. Doc. Now we're going to join Kevin Yard. He is live at Dundas Square this morning talking to people about their love or their loathe for winter. Kevin, what about these ladies? Hi there, good morning. It's Monday. It's the 3rd of February. 6 more weeks of winter.
Yoo-hoo.
And it's National Carpool Week.
Oh, yeah. Good idea to carpool and let somebody else drive, perhaps. Saves on gas, saves on pollution. So if you can do it, if you can get over to your neighbors just as they're pulling into the driveway, hop in.
Tom's going to pick me up for the rest of the week.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
With coffee.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, absolutely.
We live far away from each other now. All right, well, Kevin is joining us in downtown Toronto. He's in Dundas Square. And Kevin, I think now, just for the last couple of hours, I don't think people are loving the fact that we still have 6 more weeks of the season.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. You know, I hear Antigua's really nice at this time of year. I've just heard that. All right, we'll talk about the snowstorm that's on the way through southern Ontario in just a moment. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom. He's got an update on traffic.
Off air, that's all she talks about. I'm going to Antigua in a couple of weeks. I'm going to Antigua in a couple of weeks.
It's
Antigua. She's going to Antigua. Now we go over to Emily, who's going to Antigua.
Not yet. I actually don't leave for another week and a half, but yes, I am going to Antigua. So really, the 6 more weeks of winter, I only actually have 4. Area of low pressure developing in Texas. It's picking up a lot of moisture from the Gulf. It's going to start to impact southern Ontario Tuesday overnight into Wednesday. Regardless of how much snow we get, it is going to be all snow, so that is certainly going to put a snarl in our Wednesday morning commute. Moves out by Thursday. Cold air ushers in behind it. Of course it does, right? 6 more weeks of winter. It's going to be cold. 5 to 15 centimeters. I know it's a wide range, but if this system tracks a little bit further north, that's where we're going to see heavier snowfall. If it stays a little bit more to our south, less snow is going to be in the forecast. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It's the 3rd of January, and we are literally smack dab in the middle of winter. The calendar says 6 more weeks. Our good friend Wyerton Willie, the Groundhog, says 6 more weeks. Well, over the weekend, it certainly felt like winter time. Now, we do have a system on the way, so make sure you enjoy today and into tomorrow with that sun, because come Wednesday, it's not going to be great. Large Texas low developing. It's going to be picking up tons of moisture from the Gulf as it tracks its way north and east. It will start to impact the GTA Tuesday overnight and into Wednesday. Wednesday morning commute, it's going to be messy because even if we're on the low end of these snowfall totals, we are going to be seeing slippery road conditions because all of us know that all it takes is a trace to make roads just an absolute mess throughout the morning. So snowfall accumulations, they vary greatly. We're looking at anywhere between 5 to 15 centimeters of snow. Now, some models are saying putting us closer to the 15 centimeters through Toronto, and other models are putting us closer to 5. So if the track of this system pushes a little bit further north, more snowfall. A little bit further south, less snowfall. Temperatures are going to be cold. This is going to be all snow, not like the system we had over the weekend where we did see that mixing and that rain down towards the lakeshore. This is all snow. Some areas could actually get hit pretty hard, like through the Niagara, Hamilton region. We're looking at -4 for tomorrow, feeling closer to -6. And then notice our temperatures for next week. They cool back down. We're going to be feeling wind chill values behind the system into the mid-minus teens.
This weather segment
But we've got snow on the way. Tuesday overnight to Wednesday could make our Wednesday morning commute bit of a disaster. We'll talk about the system and our temperatures coming up in just a few moments. It's Monday. It is the 3rd of February. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks so much for joining us. Temperatures today, not so bad. You will need to dress for winter because we, well, have about 6 more weeks left. Yeah, we're smack dab in the middle of winter. Kevin's been joining us all morning long at Dundas Square talking to people about how they feel about the fact that we still have 6 more weeks of the season. What's this consensus, Kevin? Are people loving it or not so much?
HR students, you're looking for work. Okay, back inside you guys. Give them a wave. Have a great day. Stay warm, everybody.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, unfortunately for those students that don't love winter, we've got another storm on the way. This one developing in Texas, picking up a lot of moisture from the Gulf and impacting southern Ontario Tuesday overnight into Wednesday. That is certainly going to be affecting our Wednesday morning commute. Now, when you look at these snowfall totals, I've actually received a couple of tweets on this. 5 to 15 centimeters, it's a big range. Why? Well, our forecast models are in disagreement, to say the least. Some of the models are putting us at 5 centimeters and some are putting us closer to 15. So it looks as though if this system tracks a little bit further north, that's where we're going to be seeing heavier snowfall amounts. So stay with us. We'll have more updates throughout the day. Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It's the 3rd of January, and we are literally smack dab in the middle of winter. The calendar says 6 more weeks. Our good friend Wyerton Willie, the Groundhog, says 6 more weeks. Well, over the weekend, it certainly felt like winter. We saw snow, sunshine. Now, we do have a system on the way, so make sure you enjoy today and into tomorrow with that sun, because come Wednesday, it's not going to be great. Large Texas low developing. It's going to be picking up tons of moisture from the Gulf as it tracks its way north and east. It will start to impact the GTA Tuesday overnight and into Wednesday. Wednesday morning commute, it's going to be messy because even if we're on the low end of these snowfall totals, we are going to be seeing slippery road conditions because all of us know that all it takes is a trace to make roads just an absolute mess throughout the morning. So snowfall accumulations, they vary greatly. We're looking at anywhere between 5 to 15 centimeters of snow. Now, some models are saying putting us closer to the 15 centimeters for Toronto, and other models are putting us closer to 5. So if the track of this system pushes a little bit further north, more snowfall. A little bit further south, less snowfall. Temperatures are going to be cold. This is going to be all snow, not like the system we had over the weekend where we did see that mixing and that rain down towards the lakeshore. This is all snow. Some areas could actually get hit pretty hard, like through the Niagara, Hamilton region. We're looking at -4 for tomorrow, feeling closer to -6. And then notice our temperatures for next week. They cool back down. We're going to be feeling wind chill values behind the system into the mid-minus teens. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Monday. It's the 3rd of January, and we are literally smack dab in the middle of winter. The calendar says 6 more weeks. Our good friend Wyerton Willie, the Groundhog, says 6 more weeks. Well, over the weekend, it certainly felt like winter. We saw snow. Now, we do have a system on the way, so make sure you enjoy today and into tomorrow with that sun, because come Wednesday, it's not going to be great. Large Texas low developing. It's going to be picking up tons of moisture from the Gulf as it tracks its way north and east. It will start to impact the GTA Tuesday overnight and into Wednesday. Wednesday morning commute, it's going to be messy because even if we're on the low end of these snowfall totals, we are going to be seeing slippery road conditions because all of us know that all it takes is a trace to make roads just an absolute mess throughout the morning. So snowfall accumulations, they vary greatly. We're looking at anywhere between 5 to 15 centimeters of snow. Now, some models are saying putting us closer to the 15 centimeters for Toronto, and other models are putting us closer to 5. So if the track of this system pushes a little bit further north, more snowfall. A little bit further south, less snowfall. Temperatures are going to be cold. This is going to be all snow, not like the system we had over the weekend where we did see that mixing and that rain down towards the lakeshore. This is all snow. Some areas could actually get hit pretty hard, like through the Niagara, Hamilton region. We're looking at -4 for tomorrow, feeling closer to -6. And then notice our temperatures for next week. They cool back down. We're going to be feeling wind chill values behind the system into the mid-minus teens. It's quiet now. We'll see some sunshine for the next couple of days, but it's all about the Groundhog's predictions. Yep, 6 more weeks of winter. That's what Wyerton Willie said. Not sure I want to share this. Poor guy. All right, well, take a look at this really cute picture. This is Violet coming out of the snow. This makes us think about spring, doesn't it? And somebody actually baked cupcakes in the spirit of Groundhog Day, regardless if there's 6 more weeks of winter or not. That looks amazing. I would eat about 6 of those. This groundhog really needs to man and or woman up and stop being afraid of his shadow. I think that person's a little tired of winter. The Super Bowl is fun and all, but I'm ready to celebrate Groundhog Day. 6 more weeks of winter. Where's Kevin Yard?